Hey guys, welcome to day 4 of my carnivore journey. Take 2, of course, because I have done this journey before. So my daily vlogs are about what I eat, how I feel. This allows, if you subscribe to me and follow me, you're going to be able to follow my exact journey. Every single thing I eat, you're going to see and know. I'm going to share with you everything, how I feel. I'm going to give you the truth, no matter what, about carnivore. So with that being said, truth be told, this is actually day 5. I have not eaten anything, but yesterday on day 4, I was really busy. Like I could not get, I worked 2 jobs and I didn't get home till like almost 2:30 in the morning. So I just was not going to record. I wanted to go to bed. It was just a rough day yesterday. So, but I'm trying to commit to making videos every day again. So even if I got to do this makeup video and get it uploaded, I'm going to do another day 5 video tonight. Because in the background, sorry, everything's reversed. So you'll see my kitchen area. It is daytime out, but my kitchen area, I am actually making a carnivore lasagna. Now, this is a unique recipe because I am theory crafting this. I'm actually making my own lasagna out of a real lasagna recipe, but I'm changing up the noodles and I'm changing up the marinara sauce. So it's going to be interesting. And am I going to do a video, like a recipe video? No, I'm not a cooking channel, but I am taking pictures and I may do like a video with the recipe and share the pictures. We'll just see how it comes out. I'm documenting the journey with pictures and measurements, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious. Anyways, I don't want to get sidetracked. So day 4 though, yesterday, I worked. So I took a couple hot dogs. It was a Friday. I took a couple hot dogs again. So I did have 2 hot dogs. And then for dinner, so there's a new way that I make ground beef. And this technique takes longer. So it's not as convenient. I'm just going to warn you, but I'm almost willing to sacrifice it because for some reason, ground beef, I can't eat it as much as I want to. Like I can't just take a pound of ground beef, salt it, and like fry it up. I tried like doing it on the crispier side, like Homestead How, like Carrie from Homestead How. I've tried different things, and I love beef. Like I love burgers, I love ground beef. But something got me off on it a long time, about a year or so ago during carnivore. For some reason, I don't know if because I ate way too many burgers in the beginning. If you guys if you were following me in the beginning, the first time around, I was making these 1-pound burgers all the time. But that's fine. So I still love ground beef, but I have to make it more palatable. So one thing that I've been doing is I found like a chili dog recipe that I made when I was eating fat during that 6 months of back and forth, right? So I made a chili dog recipe. Now I actually made carnivore buns, and that night in particular was actually a carnivore night, even though again, I've been kind of back and forth on the carnivore. That particular night I was actually doing carnivore because I came across a chili dog like recipe. So I made this chili dog sauce, and ultimately, basically, I'll just tell you guys, if you take a pound of ground beef and you fry it up in a pot. Okay. I use a pot, like a small, like a saucepan kind of pot, like big enough to, obviously ground a pound beef. But now I will throw in like a tablespoon of minced onion in there, and I ground that up. Now, again, optional. But I brown it up, and then I drain some excess fat. So if a lot of times I'll get 80-20 or 73-27. So it's kind of fatty. but I'll drain some of that excess fat off. Like, you know, you don't want it like too greasy. I'll drain some of that off. And then what I'll do is I'll take a cup and a half of beef broth. Now, people are going to give me shit about it, but I don't care. I use basic beef broth. If you want to make your own, make your own. If you want to be a purist, be a purist. I don't care. I'm not going to be super picky, but take a cup and a half of beef broth, and I poured it in. After I drain the grease, I put it back on the stove. I leave the heat on, and then I put that cup and a half of beef broth on there, and then I also add, like, if you want to add some. It just depends on what you want to make. Now, before I added more like chili style seasonings, but if you just want sort of like a burger style, then just do like garlic, onion, like just season it to how you want to season it. I don't do any salt at this point because the beef broth is pretty salty anyways. So I've held off on the salt, and it's actually come out really good. So season it up a little bit. And so you want to bring that up to a boil with a lid on it. Okay. So you got to, you know, once it kind of gets up to a good rolling boil, you want to cut it back a little bit. You want to find that balance of just a nice boil. It doesn't have to be super low. Doesn't have to be super high. Just a good medium boil, with the lid on, and you're going to boil it with the lid on for 30 minutes. Once the 30 minutes is up, you take the lid off, you boil it for another 30 minutes. I know, this is what I'm saying. This is why it's not convenient when you want to just whip up some ground beef and eat. But what happens is you're boiling in that mixture, and then you're reducing it over that half hour, and you get this very saucy ground beef that is super easy to eat, super good, flavorful, and you can even sprinkle a little bit of cheese on there if you're doing cheese or, you know, whatever. Again, this is just my way. You have to find ways to make things palatable so you can enjoy carnivore, because you're going to love the flavors. Your mind, the more you do carnivore, the more you're going to want meat. But again, this is day 4 yesterday, and when I did this, and my mind is still fighting cravings, just saying, well, you know, it's Friday, Josh. You could just start Monday. You know, it's like I'm fighting that. Even now, my son is coming over today to spend the night. Like, you know, since the divorce, we've been, you know, I get him on the weekends at different times. And this month I've got, you know, this is going to be the 3rd weekend I get him. So that's awesome. But when he's over, he doesn't eat carnivore. And I mean, he will though. Like, so he's going to today, he's going to have that lasagna back there, that carnivore lasagna. He's going to, you know, it's a pretty big portion. So, but again, there's just a lot of those temptations. Okay. So yesterday, poop wise, I actually did not poop for some reason yesterday. And it wasn't until this morning on day 5, but you know, that's kind of cheating. I'm getting ahead of that. But day 4, I did not poop. Very hot day out, sweated a lot, worked real hard. It was a real tough day. And then, so I had the pound of meat. I actually ate all the pound of meat, and I ate 3 eggs over medium. So I made 3 eggs over medium. I salted them on the one side with some, you know, Redmond's real salt. When I was cooking them, cooked them in butter, like just a little bit of melted some butter, fried the eggs. I mean, it's fried eggs, right? So over medium, and I didn't break any. They all worked out. So I had 3 over medium eggs with the pound of ground beef, and I ate it all, and it was satisfying. I didn't feel like I ate too much. You know, so I tried to listen to my body, and I was only going to try to eat about half of the ground beef, but actually once I had like about half of it as the first portion with the eggs. And honestly, when I got to the end, I was like, man, I can go for some more. you know, and so I was trying to listen to my mind and listen to my body, and I ate the rest of it. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm satisfied. And then I didn't have anything else the rest of the night or day. And again, to cheat a little bit, day 5, it is noon and I haven't eaten anything. So I've just been cooking. Because you know, this is a lot of prep for lasagna. But anyways, so guys, I don't want, this is kind of turning into a little bit of a longer video, but it's good to be back. It really is. And your guys' comments still just drive me. So I really appreciate hearing from you guys. I love hearing your stories of what the hardships that you're going through or what you're doing or the good things. I like hearing it all, believe it or not. So, and it's so funny because like even after all this time of being gone, it's like as soon as I came back, when I was talking about carnivore failure, it's like there was still a few people that popped in there. Bill, you know who you are. Some of you guys were like, or some of the haters, I shouldn't say you guys, because you guys, when I say you guys, usually it's like the good people, but the haters were like, I told you carnivore was bad. I'm like, what? I failed on my own. You know what I mean? Like the carnivore diet did not fail me. And the doctors, you know, when I was doing good, my blood levels were great. I had like 3 different blood levels done, over like when I was, I think after the year mark, my blood levels were great. The only thing was my cholesterol was slightly elevated and they were talking about statins. It's like, come on. They went right to statins. They didn't even talk about diet. But anyways, all right, guys, we will see you, well, technically later today. Okay. But we will see you in the next video. How's that? All right. All right, guys, we'll see you later.